The Sepoy Mutiny, often referred to as India's first war of independence, erupted in 1857 and shook the foundations of British rule in India, marking a pivotal moment in the country's struggle for freedom. The roots of the mutiny were complex, a confluence of simmering resentment, economic grievances, religious anxieties, and a series of triggering events that ignited a widespread rebellion. British East India Company, IK, initially a trading corporation, had gradually expanded its political and military influence throughout the 18th and 19th centuries, often through dubious means and military conquest. The company's administration was often characterized by a disregard for Indian traditions, customs, and religious sensibilities, creating a sense of alienation among the native population. Economic policies implemented by the IC, such as heavy taxation and the destruction of local industries, impoverished many Indian farmers and artisans, fueling widespread discontent. The doctrine of lapse, introduced by Lord Dalhousie, allowed the British to annex states ruled by adopted heirs, further undermining Indian sovereignty and causing widespread anxiety among rulers. The annexation of Awadh in 1856, justified under the doctrine of lapse, was particularly galling to many Indians, as it deprived the region of a powerful ruler and disrupted the social and economic order. Religious anxieties were further stoked by perceived attempts by the British to Christianize India, although these were often exaggerated or misinterpreted. The introduction of the Enfield rifle, with its cartridges greased with animal fat, rumored to be beef and pork, proved to be the immediate trigger for the mutiny. The rumors that the cartridges were greased with beef and pork, considered sacred by Hindus and forbidden by Muslims, deeply offended both communities. Refusal to use the cartridges was seen as an act of defiance against the British, while using them was perceived as a desecration of religious beliefs. The first major outbreak occurred in Meerut on May 3, 1857, when sepoys refused to obey orders to use the cartridges and were imprisoned. Angered by their comrades' punishment, the sepoys of the 3rd Cavalry revolted, freed their imprisoned colleagues, and massacred British officers and civilians. The rebels then marched to Delhi, seized the Red Fort, and declared Bahadur Shah Zafar, the Mughal emperor, as their leader. The rebellion quickly spread across northern India, engulfing cities like Lucknow, Kanpur, and Allahabad, and drawing support from various groups, disaffected rulers, landowners, and peasants. Rani Lakshmibai, the courageous queen of Jhansi, played a prominent role in the rebellion, leading her troops against the British with remarkable bravery. Nana Sahib, the adopted son of the last Peshwa, also led a significant uprising in Kanpur, seeking to restore the Maratha kingdom. Kunwar Singh, a veteran zamindar of Jagdishpur, led the rebellion in Bihar, challenging British authority and mobilizing local support. The British, initially caught off guard, responded with force and ruthlessness, attempting to suppress the rebellion and restore order. Sir Colin Campbell, appointed commander-in-chief, implemented a strategy of systematically recapturing key cities and isolating rebel leaders. The Siege of Lucknow, where British troops were besieged by rebel forces, became a symbol of British resilience and determination. The relief of Lucknow by Sir Henry Havelock and Sir John Lawrence, after a grueling campaign, was widely celebrated in Britain. The rebellion faced internal divisions and a lack of unified leadership, hindering its long-term success. The lack of widespread civilian support in some areas also weakened the rebellion's momentum. By late 1858, the rebellion had been largely suppressed, and Bahadur Shah Zafar was captured and exiled to Burma. The mutiny had a profound impact on British policy in India, leading to the dissolution of the East India Company and the direct rule of the British Crown. The Government of India Act of 1858 established a new administrative system under the control of the British Secretary of State for India. The mutiny also resulted in increased racial segregation and discrimination, as the British sought to maintain control and prevent future uprisings. The suppression of Indian newspapers and restrictions on freedom of expression were implemented to stifle dissent. Despite its eventual failure, the Sepoy Mutiny remains a crucial turning point in Indian history, demonstrating the depth of Indian resentment towards British rule and inspiring future generations of nationalists. The memory of the mutiny fueled the growth of Indian nationalism and contributed to the eventual achievement of Indian independence in 1947. The mutiny exposed the vulnerabilities of British rule and underscored the need for administrative reforms and greater Indian participation in government. The events of 1857 continue to be debated and interpreted by historians, with different perspectives on the causes, consequences, and significance of the rebellion.